Now my mic's on. Hello. Sorry, it's a little scuffed. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Cool. Team Mundo, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate it, man.
Oh my god, somebody subscribe.
Yeah, that's way louder than I'm used to. Damn, I rushed. I was able to leave the office, and then did my head look a little weird, dude. Mask like made my head warp weird. I left the office and then went home, grabbed a bunch of packages, dropped off at the back door of USPS real quick to help my wife out. She had a bunch of packages and a set of switches out. I think. Yeah, I think I did. And then I went to UPS to drop off at Amazon return because it expires tomorrow. Then made it home and then had no time for dinner. Was my FICO credit score over 800, Speef? Thanks, Big Ben. Another GMK Pro stream. New goodies today? Not really. Not new for me. I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to like sell stuff. I did my spreadsheet, and yeah, we're over 2,000 again somehow. I kind of knew it because I bought GMK Perestroika and that wasn't in the budget, and I bought the kits with it, of course, and that hurt. So I also bought a bunch of XMI. Yeah, it's not a great sound for 600. It's more for the look. What's up, frequency? What switches go in this Sat75? Bet they're super awesome and fun. I don't really have a monthly budget. I just make sure I try to stay under 1,000 or like 1,500 net spent. And although I have a lot of stuff, it's due to the fact that I get things for free, and I use some of them. And I sold a bunch of things in the 2 years, 3 months I've been here. But I try not to spend over 2,000. I'm over 2,000 right now. I've used a half plate for Sat75. It's on my channel. Sat75 is not as hype as it used to be. Well, they had a shit ton of units. So if the GB is like over 1,000, I'm sure they're gonna order a good percentage of that extras. Exactly, because Charlie, something for the 19 months. Holy shit! Hopefully everyone's having a good night. I'm just trying to like center myself here. I prepped a bunch of stuff before the stream, so it should be straightforward. If you have a non-scuffed gray 7U Moto space, I'll buy for 2K. I mean, I have Moto R2 base. Don't cash checks. Or wait, don't write checks you can't cash. Because I bought Moto R2. I'm probably gonna get rid of that. I bought Moto R2 to replace that 7U spacebar. Then I realized, why would I buy another set just to replace one key? That's so expensive. I'd rather just throw the entire thing out. Yeah, when you add up all the stuff in your spreadsheet, it's gonna hurt. And my wife's getting a call and she's not even here to turn it off. Alright, there it is. So today we are building a Satisfaction75 R2. Someone that got it from the GB. And it's a joke that I said it's the best sounding Sat75 because we're building it with fucking stock silence. So if you missed today and you try to get it, you're gonna be so much more hurt seeing me build stock Boba U4s on brass plate in a Sat75. And keep coming out the PBT keycaps like Taro. That's good. That's good. Better for the hobby. I don't like them though, because I'm an elitist fuck. I just want a little bit more pop out of them. But they're way poppier than a EPBT. Right, Jackson? He was in my lap because he's whiny. I feel like it's a little crisper than CRP. Choop. How tired am I on a scale of 1 to 10? I mean, I slept a decent amount. I just like the 2 days when I run straight from work to here, crazy. So I'm probably like a 7 tired. Once I get started, I'll be going. You like that config? Yeah, so I got a CRP I need to sell. If you're a sub or something and you want it, I got CRP with all-in kits. I need to get rid of Tulip and Arabic because they're getting XMI in. I have like Arabic, Tulip, and Red Russian, Red Cyrillic. And I don't even use them on the regular, so it's definitely a waste to have all of them. Definitely get rid of them. You buy Moto 1? I don't even know what today's board is, but while I have your captive audience, once again, this is the Sat75R2, but this is the FNF. Can't buy this, so this is me telling you I am a better human being because I own a piece of aluminum in a special color. I'm just kidding. This still hasn't been rebuilt yet. I'm going to be desoldering out the 7U plate and selling the plate to Difu, who unfortunately missed plates this morning. I did get a replacement plate from Cannon Keys, paid for an extra carbon fiber 6.25U. Mr. Sudo Vertex Angle TKL. You know what would be a great way to answer that question? If someone had made review videos of both boards, maybe you could watch them and come to your own conclusion. That would be, you would be so lucky if there was a creator that has done that already. I don't know, man. Here's the board. Oh shit, we got white. Lit. I think I like 6.25U better for TKLs. Change this focus to centered. So I actually also hit Sat75 this morning. Ironically, I only bought it just to have something for patrons or a giveaway, and I don't need one, and that's the only fucking hype raffle I hit. Like, I'm not any happier having bought another Sat. It's almost kind of a meme. I just wanted to say I bought it 4 times. But I already have one, and I'm like kind of mad about it. So whatever. So this is the one that we're gonna do something special with. I was thinking maybe like 50k giveaway or 50k you buy for retail or something like that. We shall see. Here's the original weight. It's a ship thing. Make it pea yellow. That would be horrendous. That would be actually horrendous. The contrast between the white and the brass weight here looks way better than the seafoam green. Like, there's like a hard line that you see here. It's pretty nice. Let's take a look at the white matching. This is pretty good. I remember seeing Chu's and his looked shittier, so. Yeah, it's actually nice. This one's good. Sorry, Chu. Texture was a kicker. Same texture. My finger says the same texture. Oh, you're waiting for 60-0? I almost entered that. Chu got screwed. It is what it is. Like, I talk to Krieger a lot, and with a large quantity of boards and products that Cannon Keys releases, there's always gonna be chances that some are just not up to par. And if you're an unlucky bastard like myself, I've seen a lot of the scuffs, which is why I mentioned them to you. In reality, it's gonna be a small percentage of the overall units because generally people are happy. But Chu is my mod, so he's inherited my fucking scuffness. Brian, thank you for gifting 10. Oh god. We're starting early. Dude, I have a mask mark thing because I wear N95 all day. They only had A stock E white. I got A minus. Oh, maybe my A minus is gonna look like your shitty one. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the support. Brian is a new patron. He's hella generous already. Big respect. One of the new tier 4s for Patreon. We're getting him sorted with like 5 stabs because he's in Asia and he can't get stabs. So it feels good to help other people. No, I'm not doing that O-ring today. Wait, you got your glacier already? You got the in-stock unit, Geneva? That's crazy. Hi, Pixie. Pixkeep. So lower this music and play a track. I already know this song. Come on, give me something new. I'm super hungry. I didn't eat dinner. Nah. We're gonna dance for the 10 subs. Thank you, Brian. My stomach is rumbling. Oh god. We got about 30 seconds for the drop. Happy Lunar New Year. Chúc mừng năm mới, everybody.
Oh my god.
All the Asian people stand up. Yeah, they don't got the red envelope because I don't. I'm too old now. It sucks. 2 months. Everyone keeps like comparing every single TKO. It's like Vertex, Mr. Stu, Glacier. How about the Mammoth? Like Mammoth not even the TKO. It's like, but what would you pick? I'm like, I don't know, bro. I'm not you. Alright. Thank you, Brian. One track. Let's see what we got. My brain farted and I forgot what I was gonna do. I was like going this way and then that way, and I was like, nope, you're gonna hit the floor now. Alright. Burpee, what the fuck? No? 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 Thank you for 7 months cataclysm. He 2x to 10x? No? Did he? Fuck! Alright, he did. Fuck! Thank you, man. Holy shit. Alright. Oh, he did 10 more. I got it. I messed up one of my scenes, so I got a few seconds for the job. Hold on. Hey, rough? They give me money though. It's all good. And I also need to work out. And I was telling us some keyboards today. Your boy's fucking fat right now. Need to do some exercise. Wasn't expecting this though. This shit is like sprinting. Check up my body, join the flow. Thank you for the water break, Ninja. My wife said stop being dramatic. She don't know.
Oh
Alrighty, thank you for.
Somebody subscribe.
Fuck! Thank you for another 10, Brian. You crazy. Alright, hold on. My body, join the flow. Just give me a second. Thanks, Aeon. Thank you, Ninja. Stop licking for gross checks. Alright. Thank you, USPS man. Are they done with the deliveries today already? I'm suffocating from the sweat that's going in my nose. I don't know how to slow dance. Grab another check. 145 BPM. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's the same track.
Oh my god, somebody subscribe.
Thank you, Richie. Excuse me. Doctor's in the house. Keyboard cloth. Alright, we got one more for Brian. Alright. Alright. You're saving dancing? Alright. Brian, give me a break. Lord, can't see. Oh, I just lost 5 pounds. 100%. My throat hurts. I can't breathe. Yeah, Brian came in strong, dude. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, there's gonna be underboob sweat. If it wasn't that easy to lose 5 pounds, I weigh too, huh? Been going since high school. I wanna be right back. I'm gonna wash my hands so I don't dirty this e-white. Alright. Let's chill. Please. Lord! The way Insta patina. ASMR build stream, my voice dies. My voice won't die. Oh, did we hit 69? Oh my god. Thank you, everybody. Haven't done that in a minute. I appreciate the support. Oh, god. And I missed Milixie, thank you for the 9 months. I think that's it. I think that's it. Is it because that one commenter on YouTube said I'm fat? Yeah, I was just trying to help her. Alright. E-white, it is a cool white. You can probably see. That's a warm white, this is a cool white. Study this with your eyeballs. This is like in the middle of the ground, but this is closer to warm. This is cool white. Dude, I don't know if I work out on the stream, I have my bench and everything. I don't know if people are gonna watch. We're gonna Pokemon Arceus though. I have sparkling water, so it's not helping. Just need to take them deep breaths. For sure, bleach with this. Alright. That's the board. What I'm gonna do is flip it over because I did lean on this. Let's keep this crispy. Parts. No, E-white doesn't yellow. That was a one-off case.
Brian is Sokunhe
I own the E-white Vega.
And YouTube.
Brian said join Patreon and donate. The voice didn't work. Let me read it. Sorry, I muted the music, which mutes that alert. Let me reenact his don't know. As soon as I log in. Come on. He said Brian's so cool, he makes me want to subprime, join Patreon and the YouTube all at the same time. Threesome more better, okay? Alright, you got that. Parts, regular O-rings, one bond, one rotary, one OLED. That here is the PCB. I'm gonna use this to build off of. E-white is electrophoresis, which is smoother than anodization. Yeah, one sweaty Andy for sure. Wholly modded spacebar, SHTBDZ on the 2U subs. Already screwed in the standoffs. Already applied the foam. Already flashed the firmware. Alright? When you flash firmware flip this bad boy over to 1. Test it, flash it, reset it with the reset button, and push it over. It's not a daughterboard board, so the USB-C is right there. Quarter pounder, just regular burger. Nala menu, chi burger without the chi. I personally don't like silent switches, but if you work in an office, it's a bit more better. Misfire, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it, man. Like, I use mobs in the office right now, and I'm sure they can hear when I'm like mad clacking. Alright, this is a little unfortunate they gotta work with. These pins, like that pin's hella bent. I'll get that straight. Make sure I don't break it. Just needs to slot in, so it'll find its way. Yeah, I mean it's packed in a bag. There's no like foam or anything. It's just kind of shit. Now you gotta solder it in. You gotta solder it to make the connection. You don't solder in the two sides though. Oh my god, hold on. I didn't even notice. That thing's flat. You see this shit? No wonder it wasn't going. It's flat. Holy mother of Gong Hell. Just regular burger. It's a commission. They didn't buy all the parts. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm definitely dripping sweat onto the table. I try not to get on the board. No promises. Oh fuck, this pin just popped out. Oh. Yo, they need to start putting foam here. Real talk. He's about to snap his ass off. Brass type with tactiles is okay. Quarter pounder or regular burger? Honestly, I can't really tell the difference. You've been hearing me type on this board. Without me directing the mic, can you tell which one is using? Can you hear if it's burger or double quarter pounder with cheese? They're Kibis. Kibis. What's up, SM? You missed the workout we just did. You missed all the sweat. You hear the cheese? You hear the cheese? You saw you were here? Oh. Glad you waited till I was actually breathing again. I think burger mounted right now. Straight up burger mounted. Just burger. Like, the sound isn't really the difference, it's primarily the feel. I said the sound was different, but that's because matcha lattes are too lit and they made the board sound way better than I remember. Stock factory lubed matcha lattes were better than my Gathering Inc. F4 half. I'm not gonna say that when someone asks, because we got a comment today. Do you like this build better, or do you like the one you just made better? Like, use your ear holes, bud. If you can't tell the difference between the two, maybe just sell your keyboard and buy a GMK Pro. Save way more money. Yeah? Yeah. That's not mean, is it? I'm just spitting facts. Because why spend $600 for this piece of shit if you can't even hear the difference? How tall are the standoffs? Let me try to get my caliper. Where's my caliper? Oh god, here we go. Yeah, the matcha lattes are just so OP, dude. They're like 17 mil. Just about. Oh, nice caliber. M3 or 3mm. The holes on the PCB. I don't know. How do you measure the holes in PCB? That's too small for mine. 17 mil. 17. 16.9. 17. Whatever. Have I seen a type 60? Can you use the other side? Wait, you want me to stick this side in? I don't know how to use this thing. Where am I sticking it? Into the here? 19 mil for the center? Like for the OLED. Oh, okay. OLED. Talking about this hole? What hole you want? What hole you want me sticking in? Got zero it? Oh, I don't know how to use this shit. I must have pressed something. Okay, let's go back to the other one. Dude, I'm obviously a professional keyboard builder. Okay, so 6 mil. Dude, I was giving people wrong numbers all this time. Like 6.4? I mean, you just kind of need it to get it close and then you can solder it in flat. Okay, so that's in. I already tested the stats. They're good, they're in the right direction. I still think XHTBD is a scam. Am I memeing? No, dude. I used to meme for entertainment, and then somewhere along the line, I realized I was no longer joking and I was actually that dumb. It was a scary moment, but fuck it, who cares? Alright. So I got, this is all ready to go, right? Let me increase the brightness a bit. So I want to address something that I heard. Someone in a server that I'm in said screw boba switches because Gazoo is a creep to women. And I was there to know where this rumor began from. And the telephone effect, where you hear from somebody and they reiterate it the way they think they heard it, somehow translated to him being a creep to women. I'm like, that's not what happened. He didn't do anything wrong that I don't expect him, like someone of his age, to say. Had to do with the lack of understanding of like sex work, like OnlyFans and stuff. But somewhere along the line, people said he's a creep. I'm like, no, Jesus Christ. And it's funny because we were like, I refuse to have boba switches in my house because he's a creep. I'm like, that, huh? Huh? Yeah, like it doesn't make sense. If you, like, let's say he did something. He said something. Does that change the fact that Bobo U4s and Bobo U4Ts are the most reliable tactile, like big bump switch? I don't think so. If you choose to vote with, like, if you don't want to buy from him, all good. But a back and forth where they're saying he's a creep, I'm like, what the hell are you smoking? What are you talking about? Cancel not subbing to Andy. And for me saying that, people be like, oh, Andy's a Gazoo simp. Andy also abuses women. That's just how it goes, you know? Did Andy get canceled finally? They try to cancel me every day, bro. They used to try to cancel me for being a flipper, and then they realized I don't flip, and like, I gotta get something new. Okay, I need to find the rest of these Boba U4s. I put them somewhere. Right here. Did you get to Thok? Oh, this board? Thank you, Chalix. Saw my Cyber for 1,000. Dude, he's young. I forgive him for that one time. Hair? Hair where? Alright, so I grabbed the OLED. The OLED has a foam. Like, they need this foam to protect the rotary encoder too. You definitely hear the bottom out, or feel the bottom out on squishies. Oh, that is hair. Thank you. Yeah, he's just a youngin', dude. We can't just cancel people for something they did one point in time. What's up, Cyndaquil? Yo, I started Pokemon Arceus and I picked a Cyndaquil in honor of you. W4s are sick if you need a silent switch.
Somebody subscribe.
Oh, I finally catch my breath. I feel like lightheaded, bro. My ass is too fat. Yo, mama's so fat. She dance for the money and then she get tired. It's not really offensive. It's just kind of a natural way of things. Choosing where to spend your money. Yeah, that's true. But like, going around in every Discord server, someone asks like, what's the best tactile switch? And then you say like, I usually recommend this, but he's a creep to women when it's unsubstantiated rumors. That's just the internet in a nutshell. And I don't approve of that. If you do have proof and you do see and disagree with something someone says and does, sure. But the circle jerk of rumors and talking about someone that's not in the room, nah, I'm not down with. I don't do more workout cages. I'm trying to breathe. Dude, yeah, U4Ts are too good to just say like, oh, he's a creep to women, I'm not gonna use him. Like, he's not even a creep to women. He just doesn't understand like how people make money online. Like, if you think about it, big picture, like you step back, y'all just pay me money to watch me dance, right? Do you know what other website you do that? That's why they call me Twitch's #1 stripper. I'm not stripping. My wife's right here. Go, mate. Go, mate. So my NVIDIA broadcast is broken. Hold on. Yeah, I got a Saturday. I got an EY. We're gonna do something with the channel with it. A minus. I was surprised. I just kind of hit, and I was like, if people in patrons really wanted, I would have dropped it. But I feel like we had a bunch of us hit, and then we're like, yeah, nah, don't really care for it. Oh, dude, when I saw it, okay, kind of bad news. My NVIDIA broadcast is broken. I can't. Shit. You're gonna hear me solder today. That sucks. So let me do something. Can you hear me? Okay. Hold on. Let me turn on my gain. Yeah, I don't know about Moyu Blacks. They're super expensive. I need to lower my gain even more. And blast your eardrums. They're like over $1 each? Nah, bro. TS80P, how well does that stand hold it? The stand is for like the regular Hako, so it holds it very easily. The stand is heavy duty. It never flips. The reason I melted my other keycaps is because I used. God, I'm lightheaded for sure. Oh my lord. I used a 3D printed stand, and the weight kind of pulled it down. I like walked away. It's my fault. Yeah, my NVIDIA broadcast isn't picking up my mic, Ragnarok. It says mic not detected, please fix. I'm like, I'm using the mic right now, bro. It's a little unfortunate. This has never happened to me before, but I can't afford to restart. To be fair, my devices were messed up today. My webcam, facecam, whatever, wasn't detecting, which is why I was late for the stream. I was like, what the hell? It just wouldn't show up. Unplugging the mic and back in. I could. But like, it's already working. It's software. 14 mil, 57 gram, and 16 mil, 70 gram. Of course, Dr. West. 57, 14 mil. 14 mil is short, so it doesn't have a lot. It's not heavy at the top, so it's very light and fast. 16 mil is longer, and it's 70 grams, so it's gonna feel much. It's gonna feel much heavier at the top. Should I disconnect the? There's too many USB devices, Petker. Like it's too risky. I think I need to switch to a full ATX board, so I can do my capture cards on a PCIe rather than USB. Yeah, 70 gram is a lot of weight. 70 gram is stock ink. Yeah, I restarted the broadcast app already. No fix. Thank you for the help though. It's okay. It shouldn't be too loud. Let me try to point it off axis. I mean, why brass plate when there's FR4? I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to buy an FR4 plate. FR4 mutes too, but then there's a silent build, so I don't know. Stage? Triple stage? Okay. I'll try to use this clip. Let me just hide the sweat. Alright, so the difference between the three springs. A regular spring, like a regular short 14 mil spring, that's just medium actuation point and full bottom out. Now, if you go to a 16 mil spring or a long spring, it's going to be heavier at the actuation. What that means practically is when you brush over a key, it's less likely to actuate without you intending to actuate. So a slow curve and a long spring is going to do about the same thing. When you have double stage and triple stage, that really affects the kick back, so the spring back. So when you bottom out, the two stage or three stage is going to feel like a long spring in that it's a heavier actuation before you actually actuate the key. But when you let go, it's going to pop up way louder. So it's going to have that louder upstroke clack. It's going to spring back more. So double stage, triple stage, the more stages, the more spring back. And then there's progressive, which is like a different force curve. And that's really my short explanation of spring. So hopefully that helps. The double quarter pounder with cheese is softer, but not by much. It's one of those, it's like that mod is almost like doing Franken switches when you just get bored, to be honest with you. Alright, Pecker, enjoy your date. Be a gentleman. Be yourself. CF is pretty loud. Long springs, more upstroke sound clack? Yeah. I'll believe that. CF gummy O-ring is very nice. Yeah, I agree. I didn't know what to expect out of the carbon fiber plate in the unicorn, but damn, that's been one of my favorite like sound and feel. It's not crazy flexible, it's not crazy clacky, it's not crazy deep. It's just like a nice little Goldilocks sound and feel. You're welcome, Bobo. Yeah, the CF plate for the Sat75 is a little heavy. To be fair, carbon fiber plate from Pigeon Like Bread is expensive as well, but not as expensive as the one for Sat75. I don't know how they source it. Someone asked this in the survey. They're like, what makes a $20 CF plate different from a $50 one? I don't know. They all do CF things, you know. Alright, so I've already put the switches into the plate for this board, but I do remember from building a million Sat75s, big flex, I just want you to know that I'm better than you because I build more Sat75s. The plate is actually pretty tight on a direct stab. So I have to be very careful to make sure I can clear the plate before I make sure I clear the switches, because if it's uneven, I might end up bending pins. So this is the reverse of the splitting technique that I showed on YouTube Shorts and people berated me for, but also kept clicking. That's one of my most successful videos on my channel. Oh, I want to mention one other thing. I don't know if this is a normal occurrence, but there is a slight warp in this plate. By slight, I mean holy what the fuck. Okay? Like I said, when there's thousands of units, there's bound to be QC issues, but how the fuck do I keep seeing them in front of my eyes? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but what the fuck? Okay? Let's continue building because this is a children's show. So just clear, be very meticulous with this, make sure I clear the stabs. Yeah, the FR4 plate is tight. Nice. Wow. No, Ash is showing me the reel she just made. She's very proud of it. Dude, they didn't send me this directly though. They sent it to the client. And then they mailed it to me. Like, people commented, like, people are noticing, like, I'm way more jaded now in my reviews than I was back then. But there's, like, a reason. Candy Keys has been the gold standard for customer service as well as good products and accessibility. They really try to push more units of the Sat75 so people wouldn't have to deal with excessive flippers and such. I commend them for that. But there's a lot of situations like QC. I don't know if they use their factories just dropping the ball. But dude, this is getting a little ridiculous from all the QC issues I'm seeing. It's just sad, dude. It's just sad. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. And I do my best to showcase these things or like highlight them when they come up, not to like throw our pitchforks out, but to tell people like, hey, if this happens to your board, don't just take it sitting down, like email them. Be like, hey, there's something wrong with my plate or PCB. You fix it. Because even last year when I was building the Rect 1800s as well as Satisfaction75s and Chimeras, a lot of them had PCB issues where diodes fell off or JSTs broke off. And technically there's a way to repair that yourself, but like, why would you have to when you pay for a brand new product? Can't put a switch in the right arrow key? Damn, hipster. Yeah, that sucks, I'm sorry. For one of my clients, they had a Milmax build and I soldered in the Milmax sockets, but the FR4 plate they had made JWK switches tactile. So the right arrow key issue you're describing, hipster, is happening right here. I'm pushing it in, but it's pulling back out because of the plate. So the warp is definitely on the bottom, and luckily there's less keys on there, so I can try to work with it and do the Woden method and just really squeeze the shit out of it and try to make it work. From what I see here, it looks like it has cleared the stabs. Most switches are in. Just take my time to insert them because I did take a shortcut method. We're gonna have to Woden this because the plate is warped. So we're gonna be pushing in every switch, soldering it in, and moving along. Is there a material reason for that to knowledge? No, all I know is like flexible plates don't need as many flex cuts part of the shape. I need to double check what caps they wanted. Okay, the iron is on. 60% with arrow keys looks cramped. Dr. West, you're 100% right. 100% agree with you. Most people don't want to do that. Did he say a layout? 6.25 U bottom. I'm gonna do a regular caps. Can you have too much flex? Yes, Ren. When the PCB bottoms out on the bottom of the case, that's too much flex. So I felt that in the Profit, and depending on the board, if I do a half plate, it ends up bottoming out. The Unicorn, because of the design, I guess having a shallow depth underneath the PCB, that is high risk of bottoming out. And my current build actually, even with the full plate, can short and hit a column. And that's not good. You don't want it to be hitting columns. Suit with no foam is definitely too much flex. Yes. Yes. Polaris half plate can bottom out. Yeah, Polaris half plate is hella risky, especially since it doesn't have a daughter board, bro. It's no good. I don't find that suit spacebars are hollow. I find that there's like this metallic sound in there. Someone actually sent me a suit. Well, they handed it off and they're like, "Can you fix my suit spacebar? It sounds like it's rattling, but I don't know what it is." And I just had to tell them, like, "Bro, I built a few suits and that's just kind of the spacebar sound." Yeah, snapping the USB is a no-go. But I end up having to tape the Polaris PCB or Polaris USB-C because when you flex down, the USB touches the edge of the case and then just it just resets. The WT60D, does it have a daughter board? Or is that just a different PCB? I haven't swapped the PCB for the Polaris or like any of my Unicorn builds because the alternative, whoever makes that PCB that Nobuki sells, is so expensive. I have not ran. How many keyboards I build off stream? I don't really build off stream. So I'm sure you've talked to other streamers that have said they built a lot of boards off stream to make ends meet. I'm of the opinion that as a streamer, you build up an audience so that you don't have to do that laborious task of building many keyboards per day to be able to make ends meet. So what I do is I charge companies for sponsor spots enough money so I don't have to build as many boards. Also because I don't want to charge my customers. I want to get to the point where I'm building so many boards that I hate building. I already barely like building, to be honest with you. The process is fun, but if I were to build like even 3 boards a day, I would just hate it. Yeah, the Wilburs are expensive. KBX is still good and they dropped the price. So right now, like if you want me to build your board on stream, if you want to save money, don't do it. Like building, like as you've seen, my stream is more of an experience and you just really you're like buying merch from me. So instead of buying a t-shirt, you're supporting me by hiring me to build your board. Like you can get it built cheaper, you can get it built for free. There's people that'll do it for free. But what you get when you hire me is that you get entertainment, you get the fact that I built it because I have a very specific character. And that's it. Andy Nguyen experience, yeah. Basically, you get an idiot building it. Building the board is the best part of getting a keyboard? Yeah. But some people enjoy having someone else build it too. And for something like a Satisfaction75, or I built a Thera off stream, the Thera is very difficult to build. The little scuff for free? Yeah. Thanks, SM. I love your Instagram reels, bro. I need to get on that, but I think I'm gonna do YouTube Shorts, man. So right now I increased my prices, and some people are gonna be like, "Andy charges too much." Like, and I charge 100 starting now. So $100. And if it's any layout bigger than a 6065, 10 more bucks. Luminous pick with a wing mo. Yeah, I charge as much money as it makes me not hate myself. Because what I do, this is how it makes sense, okay? Okay, I tell you story. So I work a job, I go to the office. I work from the 7 a.m. to the 5 p.m. I get home, if I drive super fast legally within the speed limit, I get home 5:30. I spend 30 minutes eating food if I can, prepare for the stream. I start stream at 6 o'clock. By the time I finish stream and clean up, it is 10, 11 o'clock. That means my nighttime gone. Goodbye, no, see you tomorrow, okay? And the reality is I'm giving up my time with my wife, I'm giving up my time, my free time, I'm giving up my time with my dog and friends and family so that I can do the stream. And if you think that I should do for $20, go fuck yourself. Leave, don't come back. And that's what I think to myself when that vendor who we're running a keyboard They price match me. They're like, your rate's way too high. This other streamer is doing it for 150. Like, sorry, good luck. Because I knew if I engaged in the conversation, I would tell them that they're full of shit and they probably shouldn't run the board if they can't afford marketing. So that's just how I kind of rationalize in my head. The company should be paying. You guys shouldn't have to donate money to make me dance so I can like make ends meet and buy things to use for the stream and the YouTube videos. So the people that should pay are the vendors that are trying to sell you a product. If I bring a product in front of you, it has to be worth it. It has to be worth the time to look at, or it has to be worth my time in terms of monetary gain, right? If it's just some whatever the fuck board, I'm not going to show it to you. Like, imagine if I just showed you Bakaneko clones for the entire year. Why? Like, in my head, I'm just like, go buy Kaneki's Bakaneko for $130 plus shipping and tax. At most is 170 shipped from East Coast to West Coast. Why the fuck would you enter a GB and wait for another board? Oh yeah, it has a wait. Cool. When's it coming? In a year's time, you'll be over the Bakaneko. You won't even care anymore. You've graduated. No Tenshi slander. Tenshi didn't reach out to me, so don't worry about it. Yeah, like when I started, I was doing like $30 commissions. So that's just like part of the building process. A lot of streamers start doing it for free, which is fine. You start that way, but streamers should charge like a minimum, or like agree that their time is worth something. When you undercharge or you undercut your market, sure, you're gonna get that job, but you're screwing over the people that are trying to make a living out of it. So when other streamers do it for 150, they're in the right mind. They're in the right to do so. But some unscrupulous vendors and designers are gonna be like, "Hey, why they're doing it for cheaper? Why are you charging so much?" Because I'm better, okay? All right. You came to me for a reason. If you wanted any streamer, you would have posted on KD Fans Discord. I have keyboard, free keyboard. If you build for me, I'll give to you for free. You get tons of streamers, bro. Trust. You want the win experience? Come to me. If I'm too expensive, sorry. I'd rather go play Pokemon Arceus on stream. That's more fun with my community than to shill the 20th board or like 50th Switch. Alright? Like, I built this for a reason, and it wasn't to pump out sponsorships. My build command doesn't work? Shit! All that talking about professional, I can't even do the command. Mother. Am I even the right channel? Hold on. Sorry. If it works? Came for Jackson? He leaves. Dance it out. Oh no. I can't. Let me build the board and then we can do whatever after. It works, yeah, it works. You guys messing with me. Yeah, there's a lot of boards coming out and I'm just not that excited about every single one. For real, Volvo. Like, vendors really shouldn't say other streamers' prices. Like, streamers should talk to each other. We should know our wages and such. But what's funny is another keyboard designer actually said, like, oh, your rates are the same as so-and-so. I'm not gonna say who that is, but the number I say is actually fair. It just so happens that some people are willing to do it like way cheaper. That's not my problem, alright? I stream 2 times a week. So that you gotta make that pay worth it to take up one of my slots. Like, there's a minimum, but I'd rather just do anything else than to work. I've been trying to powerlift, but like these days I'm making so much videos. I've been able to maintain my video production schedule as well as actually increase it. But the cost of that is, like I said, when I get home, I'm not going to the gym. By the time I finish streaming, it's nighttime. But today, in honor of SM Keyboards, I'm gonna try to do some bench press on the bench after the stream. Well, after I go to BC Tofels. Yeah, Black Simon, although we disagree on some things, like he probably disagrees with some things I say about keyboards and such, he's honest, and that's good. We need honesty. We don't need people that are gonna dance around the fact and be like, "Oh, this keyboard's not so bad." I'm like, bro, you're telling me to spend $500. Can you be honest with me? It's pretty good. No, dude, like it's $500. Like I don't have thousands of dollars to buy a bunch of things to try. Can you just make a review, please? Please. That's all I want. I know I'm talking about most streamers. That's why I don't even watch other streamers, dude. I can't stand it. Honestly, I have this like weird love-hate relationship with what I do for this kind of work. So as soon as I finish my stream, I just run outside. I just did. I'm like, no more Twitch. Get the fuck out of here. The only time I stay in here is if I mess up a keyboard and I try to fix it, like the night I did the Vertex. Shit, that's a good mic. Nice, Steven. What are they driving it with? What's their interface? Dude, BC Tofa is so good, and they open late too. Happy New Year's, Egu. Nice aiming. Missed you, man. Where you been? I'm halfway down the plate, and I'm starting to see the bent. The bent plate starting to affect these switches. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you coming into the Patreon strong, and like really putting out the vibes. I really try to kind of set my community the way I like it, or the way I want to see the community like behave. Because when I started in the hobby, communities are very toxic and very cliquey, and I hated that. So I'm glad you really feel the ethos of what I'm trying to do and you represent. You understood the assignment, Brian. You don't like Tulip? You don't like not knowing where your keys are, Egu? Hello, Dean the human. Like it's a little sad to see that my server, like most of the people are hanging out on the patrons in the sub chat, but I think that's the only way to do it. Like we get people coming in to keep help in general, but a lot of those people just kind of like pass through. They ask their questions, they don't even stay for the response, and they come back the next day and then ask the same thing. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I really want to help them out because they're a tier 4, and like if nothing else, if you support me financially at that level, I want to try to get the things that you need. So when I saw that he was doing a want to buy stats, I was like, yo, I got you 3 sets of stabies. You don't need to pay flip or nothing. Just let me know if you want them. Of course, I had to test the stabies first to make sure they're not going to crack GMK stands, but and now I'm pushing these in to hold them in place. Well, should we do EPBT Taro? We could do Taro. We could do GMK Taro. Stabies aren't overrated. They work. And if it allows me to not have to cut band-aids, I'm down with it. What's up, huh? You're supposed to study today, right? Yes, because I went to the USPS and I went to UPS, I didn't have time to eat. Oh, I wanted to say something. Shit, this is way too close to my fucking minimal. I'm trying to sell. If I melt any more two things. So me and the patrons today were trying to figure out what I could sell, and I was like, okay, let me run down the list. I was like, oh, I should sell GMK Rudy, and then everyone reminded me that not only are 2 keys melted, but I'm missing a number 5. I can't sell it. I can't be like that kid on Reddit Mech Market who's selling GMK Wall brand new in box. No QC issues except it's missing the black escape and black enter. There's neither here nor there. We can't do that. So I was like, I'm gonna try to sell my CRP Peacock. It's not that scuffed. I'm like, it's melted, so I couldn't sell that. And then, what else was I trying to sell? I was trying to figure out Taro. I could sell Taro. Probably DMG too. I just like when I saw the $2,000 above $2,000 in my expenses, I was like, that hurts. TX stabs, you don't need to holy mod King Friday. That's all it is. Vega, Chimera, Unicorn for endgame. Out of those three, I pick Unicorn. As far as save DMG, yeah, I'll try. Rudy holds too much sentimental value to stream this out. Yeah, that's true, Amy. And like, I was trying to sell my GMK Moto, but I have a melted 7U spacebar on that too. So I'm like, the fuck do I do? I can't sell anything. I already sold everything I could sell, or try to sell. Oh, and the other story is, so everything except the scuff one, dude. Everything is scuffed. Every single thing. It's essential to the channel. Rudy, yeah. I think Rudy and Moto. People really enjoy when I say melted Moto spacebar. How am I melting everything? Okay, I'll show you. So I was using a 3D printed stand instead of spending 10 bucks on this shit. This holds it, right? It has some weight. It's not going anywhere. The 3D printed stand, if I didn't put it in right, it would just like knock over, and it knocks over right into my stuff. It's a very simple explanation. Oh, my other story is, I bought the M1 Pro MacBook Pro, 32 gig RAM and 10 core CPU. But the problem is, after I watched more reviews, I was like, I actually needed the M1 Max to get the most benefit out of video editing. But the 24 core specifically. And there was a window in which Apple did extended returns, but the 24 core GPU M1 Max had a really long lead time, like 2 months. So I was like, forget it. I'm not gonna get it. I can't get it and return the other one in the meantime. But actually messaging them today, my purchase was like 2 weeks outside the return window. They made an exception and let me return it. I was like, bet. Because the difference between, the difference between M1 Pro with 32 gig and M1 Max 24 core is only $200. So I'm kind of gimping myself by not going with M1 Max. Did you miss a scuff? You missed a lot. How hot are my hands? 2 months, that's nothing compared to GBs. Yeah, it's nothing compared to the fucking GP weight either. Yeah, so now I have an M1 Max. It's actually in the house, 24 core silver. And that's gonna be great because, like I said, after I finish streaming, I really want to get the fuck out of this room. Just because I spent so much of the pandemic here, and it gives me bad vibes sometimes. And it reminds, in this room right here, this very room is where I got disappointed by both Horizon Zero Dawn and Cyberpunk 2077. I'm never gonna financially recover from that because I wasted money on those games. And every time I sit here trying to play a game, I just think back, fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, fucking Cyberpunk. I want to just be outside and do anything else. New World moment? Fucking New World. They wouldn't let me refund New World either. I didn't even buy Battlefield. I knew that shit was coming. Why not buy a Windows laptop? Off plug power, dude. That's it. That's really it. And the 2 video encoders specifically for my use case, the video editing, it's stellar. So Windows laptop I gotta plug in, and what I often do is I'm working at lunch at my office, and I don't plug it in, and I like working at coffee shops while plugging it in. If I'm gonna plug it in, I might as well use my PC. That's just my personal preference. Yeah, Horizon keeps crashing, man. For me, like I did every single thing, like gave it more memory, closed every single app. Yo, I closed so many apps, there's only like 3 things running. And one of the icons was like the sound settings. And it still crashed. Did you buy one, Luminous? I'm soldering the switches, but I'm doing 1 pin at a time. Because the plate is warped. So what we need to do is make sure that the switch is all the way in and the plate is as close to the PCB as possible. Nice, Luminous. I'm glad that they were able to fill on time. How long did it take for you to get from order to your door? Do you like that a job or hobby? Wait, this? Are you asking if I like building keyboards? So 6.25U, I'm gonna do two 1.75Us. So I think it's these two middle ones. So I did this as a full-time job for 9 months, but right now it's back to being a side business. But I still treat it as like a full-time job. What's up, Rishi?
Got somebody.
Damn,
Subscribe.
boy comes back with a 1 year. Thank you, man. Are you busy with school or something? Don't see your ass anymore. Took a week? Yeah, that's about right. They're dropping Aviator straights. So soon, Aviator no coil, that's coming. And they're coming with the anodized limos. They're fucking crazy, dude. And rainbow. They're doing rainbow cables. Rainbow connector and rainbow like sleeving. The first one took 3 weeks, the second one only 1.5. Ah, okay. Yeah, right now it's Chinese New Year, so like, to be honest with you, they're sending a free cable to someone that won from a subathon or from the last charity stream, and they're kind of dropping the ball because they can't connect with the factories because Chinese New Year, they're busy or they're off. And in that regard, I think it's like a 2-3 week out from the last time I checked in, and it's been very difficult. But I think that's going to be the case for any kind of Chinese-based company right now. So be aware that they're not going to be perfect all the time, every time. Thanks, Dr. West. Someone like commented and said, I fucking hate your ad with the cheesy music. I'm like, but that's the point, dude. It was supposed to be funny. Are you not entertained? Yeah, like most places are taking a vacation. My dog's barking, my wife's just like ignoring it. Okay, let me try to do let me take these keycaps off. Anodized limo, so 250. Yeah, it's not gonna be cheap. If you want an anodized limo, you have a different taste than me. Limo is not recommended at all. Like, if you buy limo, that's on you, man. Yeah, 20 push-ups got more expensive because people killing me, bro. I haven't tried maker keyboards. I did see that video where someone did testing of the switches, saying that JWKs and inks fit and some Texie switches didn't. I still wouldn't use plateless hot swap, primarily because even if it stays in there, you're likely going to pull out the switches when you take out the keycaps, unless your keycaps are loosey-goosey. YCA is definitely hella cheap. I mean, you can get cheaper cables elsewhere, but the strength with cable mod is the fact that they can deliver fast. Like, unfortunately, right, they're still trying to catch up on matching GMK. It's gonna take them a bit, but if you want like a fast, like just a specific color, you're gonna be in a good spot with cable mod. How do I make sure the switches are aligned before I solder? So if you look right here, that switch is gonna be aligned no matter what because the hole is only so big. The two white nubs on the side of the center pole, it's gonna stay there. Now where it changes is if you have options like down here. When you have options down there, really, if it's not lined up, just use a keycap and twist it. So what you're seeing me do right now is called reflowing. So I'm heating it up and pushing it in. You can do the same thing by heating it up and rotating it. And like, the reality is, if you want to save money, don't buy a custom cable at all. You can use anchor cables. Like, I legit someone hired me to build them a Matrix 2.2 and they asked me to solder in a white anchor cable. I don't know, anyone like remember that? I don't know if I did. I don't think I did on stream because it was very complicated. But it was in the description. Anchor lifetime guarantee, except when you fucking cut it open and solder it into a PCB. I don't think the warranty applies there. You're using your Mac USB-C cable? Man, I'm sorry. Ava, DM me. I got you with a cable mod. I'll send you one. Pay for shipping though. Can you afford shipping? please. Honest question: can you afford the shipping? I don't know. I try not to judge y'all. I don't honestly think when I imagine you guys IRL, I think you all as 15-year-olds. Freaking say I owe you one. I forgot to send it out last week. I got you too. You swear you're not broke? Bro, this man just said he's using a MacBook cable to use his keyboard. Says he ain't broke. That's cap. Not that broke? Alright. Yeah, message me later. I got you. And frequency, I'll get you a cable too. And for everyone that voted for me for the banner in the server, I screenshotted your votes. We fixed the election so that we beat Peter. Because we don't let waifus take banners. We let Tufu boards take banners. Yeah, the fat fish. That's because you just turned 21. I'm like, I feel older. Career gamers, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Hey, anyone else got Amazon Prime? Please consider subscribing to me. The other day, I accidentally said I'm the last honest streamer or like keyboard content creator, and an OG just like slapped me down and made me respect him. I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. That's too much ego. I'm just a young gun. People been around longer, worked harder. But I dance though. I'm the only dancing streamer. Can't beat that. Dancing keyboard streamer. You gotta admit when you're wrong. Sometimes you just get too hype. To be fair, I was 3 beers deep. I blame the beer. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just in the pandemic.
Oh my god, somebody subscribe.
Tim sings like an angel. We don't talk about Tim around these parts. I used to rate him. I've watched him sing. I do wish I had all the Filipino talents, dancing, singing. You know, you think I know how to dance, but that's only because I learned how to repeat. I'm very good at repeating. So it's like, for me, dancing is like solving a Rubik's Cube. I figure out the algorithm, I just use the algorithm. JSW, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you for 3 months, I appreciate it. So, I think of it like math. With dancing, you listen for the 8 count, and then you hit every other. And when you hear the pattern, you can feel that after a few 8 counts, there's gonna be a drop or something big. That's when you do something a little bit more flamboyant, and you show off of it. That's how you dance. Via equations. I have not seen the Hebe CNY knob. Improvising here and there, yeah. Learn how to bend your knees. That's gonna get you pretty far in terms of high school dances. Dancing flowchart? That's kind of what it is. I remember I was bored and my friend invited me to a bar for her birthday, and b-boys don't break dance everywhere. But I was just kind of like dancing on the side of the wall because the music hit right. They were playing like 90s and stuff. I'm hella into that. And they're like, oh, you're so good at dancing. You have groove. I'm like, I'm bending my knees, bro. But I get it. Like, I don't want to be cocky about it. But that by itself, like, it's not as hard as people think. Was my most expensive Artisan? Did I pay a keyboard for it? My most expensive Artisan? I have a Dolce & Gabbana Kibi. And the way I was able to acquire that was I traded a UTD 360C with very smooth vents to my friend, and he gave me that Kibi as well as CRP Peacock. At the time, CRP Peacock was trending about $250, and the Kibi probably evaluated maybe 200, probably 252. I think he got 250 offer. So I traded it because it's my friend. I thought the board was loud. I didn't really like Vince, so I hooked him up. That's my most expensive, technically. AliExpress has a lot of cool stuff. It's just you never know if it's gonna work. I think so, huh? Get that work done, man. Frosted Flakes BBW for the tier Jade. Ninja. You wanna trade this Kiwi? And hold on, let me check my focus. Hold on. Why can't I do this? Do you want this Kiwi? So for your tiger thing? I just want the tiger thing. It's whitish, it's pretty universal. I don't want to just rob you. No leg, haven't asked. I do have that. Yeah. I got the Monarchy one in, and it's not even a Kiwi, bro. It's literally Kirby print on a fucking blank. I'm so pissed. I should have known that, but I saw like Kirby-ish, and I just got hype. I'm gonna slowly just eradicate. I don't need all these Kiwis either. I don't really like that Kiwi I just showed y'all. Like that would go on my unicorn, but it will work better with minimal. I'm not using minimal, so I figure forget it. I bought that one for like 170 cash from Lux Cables, I believe. Was it Lux? Or was it someone else? No, I think it was someone else. Another cable maker. I am selling a bunch of stuff on Patrons. But I didn't put a timestamp and Chew was ragging my ass. Like, bro, I've been using it every stream. I just want it out. So what we're doing is, this plate is warped, right? So it's lifting up the edges. You take the ones on the Satisfaction75. That one, dude, this one cost. Chat, guess how much this one costs? This white one. It's one of the monochrome sets. Everrise 150. T-Swag with 200. 18 yen? No, it's not 18 yen. 150. Geneva says a kidney. Too much for one keep it? It is always too much. So the answer is 105. The guy said 130, and then I met up with him, and then he's like, since we're doing it in person, you can pay cheaper. I was like, really? He's like, 105. I was like, the math is not right, but I was like, you said it, bro. So I just Chase quick paid him, and we went off. He was just some Korean dude. Happened to live in Urban. And the monochrome ones, like, people were trying to sell for 250. Go crazy, bro. Think it'll have noticeable scratches? It shouldn't. Yeah, the Auroras, or you can get the Auroras for retail. That's why I got two, because I know I'm not gonna get too many Kiwis. All the good deals are local. Yeah, I'm very blessed to live in California. So real quick, I want to check this plate. It's not too... It looks okay. I don't love how this looks. I'm halfway through soldering, so 25-30 minutes. Any interesting 60%? Midway actually should be soon. I think it's mostly flattened out after I soldered it. Nazare, 650. Ay, nhiều tiền quá. Yeah, I'm gonna be building a midway for Cobb. I'm trying to yoink one of the pages midway too. But to be honest with you, since I looked at my spreadsheet, I have to get rid of the new or the Juby, because I have 360s right now, and that's just getting dumb. Because like I have the Sangha as well, which is 4. So we need to get rid of one of them. Nice, God. GB is trademark Andy's Keep, is it? I barely use it now. Juby is the better of the two. Juby is more like a flex piece. It's not necessarily the best board. And you gotta remember, bro, I have PCBs for the new. I don't have PCBs for the Juby. Juby is the Andy special. It is kind of like everything I wanted. Because especially when I put all the S-Craft on there. But the thing is, I'm gonna get rid of the S-Craft. But wait, I got Pokemon Arceus. Maybe I shouldn't get rid of the S-Craft. I should keep that on stream. I started Arceus. I was trying to get the tutorial. I think Arceus is good vibes. I'm keeping my expectations low. It's just kind of a lot of nostalgia, and there's hella weebdom in there, so I feel like people are gonna be into it. Don't think I like samurais and stuff. Will you have a hidden? You have a hidden, Geneva? Yeah, fuck Ninja. Yeah, the tutorial took a while, and to be honest with you, there's so many buttons in Arceus. Like, I'd be trying to throw a ball and I throw out a fucking Cyndaquil. I'm like, shit. Or I've been meant to throw out a Cyndaquil and just throw out the ball, and my ball just rolls and disappears into nothingness. Like, they should ask me, do you want to throw your ball, sir? At least when you start. I keep wasting my balls. It's too many buttons for my fingers, man. So we'll be doing that on stream. Like, I'd rather do that than do a commission. Rather do that than do a sponsor spot. Actually, sponsor spots can pay more. I'd rather do that than a commission. Sponsor spot, I can use that to buy more games, so you know. I was getting nervous when people asked me to throw my balls. I only have 2, man. Have I tried getting good? Dude, haven't been on console in a long time, man. Nostalgia is potent but wears off fast. That's why I want to share with you all. Oh yeah, Brian has a special sponsor one day. You guys gonna see it. It's gonna be lit. I at least feel more engaged than I did with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I was like, why am I playing Pokemon Go right now? Pokemon Go to the polls, dude. I'm raging because fuck, I didn't mean to throw that ball. One of the dumbest ways to waste your materials, bro. I really hope this fan is doing what's supposed to and sucking this fumes, because y'all see hella fumes right now. My eyes aren't watering that bad, so I think I'm alright. The fan, I have another fan pushing from my left because I was sweating balls. Oh man, I have a bent pin. I was doing so well. Yeah, that's what it felt like, Chew. My wife, I bought it for my wife. She didn't even finish playing. So sad. Yeah, I should probably change it. I never know, because like, this is not fumes. This is the dust in my house. I'll swap it today. Where's the one without the pin? Wait. Over here. If I had a if I had a balcony to solder on. It's probably smart. Damn, dude, that fucking so clean. Oh, man, look at this. Look at that. So clean, man. Look at that. So clean. Oh, babe, look at that. This lens can macro. Look how close I can get. Oh my god. So clean. Okay. What up? One suck. That's all you need. Oh, what? Which was it? Fuck. Okay. This one. Watch me say all that and it doesn't pull out. Oh, easy. What color is the board? Is white, man. Ceiling fan and a window. I don't think ceiling fan's gonna be enough because the heat's gonna rise, right? Ceiling fan's gonna push it down and you're gonna inhale it. I'd be more comfortable having a fan push to the side like a box fan. One suck champ? Yo. Better than being a 2-pump chump? Wait, I don't think so. I'm not getting too close to that. Just... I'll make sure I reflow this too. Yo, anyone going to the Thut Festival in Moss Square Park this weekend? Hold your breath when the smoke comes out. I mean, it's not the best. Just monitor your nostrils and your eyeballs. If your eyeballs are watering, yeah, you're screwing something up. Or you've become immune. You got a antibody. And your lungs are just gone. I thought about wearing the N95 mask. It'd be a waste of an N95 mask. I'm glad you got reminded, Geneva. Come on. You want to live longer or you want to die from solder fumes? Weekly vaccine? Please don't say that. I'm doing weekly COVID tests right now and I freaking hate it. Like, my company doesn't require anything, it's just I feel sus being in the office every day. So probably dropping off a PCR test tomorrow. I don't really miss people. I like the change of environment by leaving the house, but I don't have a spacebar in here. I have a saliva PCR. I think I'm pretty sure it's PCR. They gotta get it tested. It's not a rapid. Fuck, I bet this pin too. So I drop it off and it takes like 3 days. But the reality is what? It's 5 days for you to be quarantined, right? So if you get your results in 3 days, you already fucked people for 2 days. Or 3 days. It really, like, the system and the resources we have right now are just so bonkers. That makes sense, Sour Sack. But like, my problem is I got this space is my office, but the space you need to work and the space you need to show a stream are very different. So to work, I kind of need to leave my documents out, you know what I mean? I can't do that if it's my stream setup. I'm throwing everything off to the side. So like, before I go to bed, like I spend 30 minutes cleaning my desk to make it reasonable. So when I finish work, I can run home and just stream instead of having to clean after work. Is this gonna focus? It's quite a drag. Time to test speed. I mean, it's true for YouTubers too. YouTubers kind of need a clean spot so they can do their thing. That's why I YouTube in the living room. But that takes me 20 minutes to set up. So I try to do like a few filming sessions. Thank you, Cobb, for the water break. Yeah, DJ, that's just the way it is. I don't mind the test that much. I just wish the results were at least a little bit faster, so I could actually make sure I don't infect people if I were sick. You can get that machine that does it yourself, but that's like $1,000. Yeah, Ragnarok, it's hard. And my desk is small as hell. 4 by 2 2x4. Sucks. Let's test this. You want the honest answer to that, Sarsec? Favor the win key list and... Well, Sarsec, you look at this. You can do the 1.7, 1.5 views like this. This is 6.25 view and 1.5 views. So you don't have to do 3.1 views. 3.1 views suck. If you like 3.1 views, you're a mod. Where are the screws? Oh, the screws aren't in the case. These are Bubble U4s. Silence. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Did you see the new beacon mic? And the interface? It looks pretty cool. But it doesn't have XLR input. I'm like, why would you even show this to me? I need my XLRs. Cool, I have two Sat75s. This is confusing. SB Stars or Dura Palms, I think they're both clacky. They're just different sounds. I do like SB Stars more. I have Dura Palms, but I don't often find myself going, I want to use those today. I think we're good. Sick. Good thing I flashed properly. Yeah, I'm sending some hyperglides to Ken to lube. I dropped it off today. They'll start moving tomorrow. I'm pretty excited for that. I do need to lube my Vint Blacks, which are like the West German vintage MX Blacks, the best. But I just don't care. Because like with Vints, they're like broken in, right? So when you work with a broken in switch, what you have to do is, ideally, you should keep the tops and bottoms together. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to lube. Just don't feel like it. Oh, Ragnarok. I dropped off your thing. That went out today. So I don't have the Candy Keys driver anymore. I don't think I'm worthy considering how much I complain. So when you break in a switch, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you eject so. So let me see. Here's a housing, right? Bottom housing, top housing. There's a stem. When you break it in, what you're doing is this, over and over. So what you're doing is creating a groove for the stem. So the rails and the stem's slider, it's doing this. And that groove, that's how it's smooth. Each groove is different. So if you swap the stems, now you have two different surfaces that weren't basically, they haven't gone through a long relationship with each other. They're still a rough start, it's just a new relationship. Don't know if they like each other or not. But if you keep the ones top and bottom together, and the stems, they've been together a long time. A lot of, you know, that's how you get the best performance. If you mix them up, then you went through all that effort of breaking in. You may not get perfectly smooth. Asperities are complementary. That's a lot of big words, but probably. You gotta remember, dude, I'm like 15 years old. My brain is teaching things to 15-year-olds. Sure. Meteor whites have regular stems. Yeah, I recommend the Holy Mod and the Dark V2s. feel like holy mod is easier to do than wire balancing. That's why I recommend it. Do the opposite of switch breaking rules to keep keycaps tight. I mean, every time you open a switch, you're likely going to stretch it a little bit. It's definitely true of Gathering inks. Some tight switches don't do that, but Gathering inks do. I got a haircut last week, Illusion, but thank you for noticing. I hear great things about Zach because I haven't tried them. Welcome to Engineer Explains. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually proud of my ability to explain things to the layman. That's just something I've developed over the years. But I just make the PP jokes here because it's funny. And y'all gonna remember it more because you're gonna think about my face and my fingers doing some sus shit. Never gonna forget why you gotta keep the tops and bottoms together. You're gonna imagine me fingering the switch. That's just the truth. I don't make the rules, I'm just trying to help. You don't wanna see it? Don't ask the question. You know I'm gonna find a way to do something sus. I do like the addition, these rubber things instead of the dome furniture stoppers they used to use. I don't know where these screws came. Oh, these came from Stabies. I accidentally misplaced one of my screws. I'm just gonna put this on the table so I know where it is. For my actual SAT, my personal SAT, and I use a random like the screw that's not flat at the bottom. This is flat at the bottom. The ones that are like meant to like catch things. It is HSJ. What's up, Shift? I'm doing well. How about you? I'm a little tired today, but after this, I get to have BCD Tofu House with my wife because I came home late and I was just like, I always ask her if I come home late, like, do you want BCD Tofu House? It's kind of like a reward for surviving. And we find that we need that extra boost more often than we expect. The white is looking nice. Yeah, like I'm kind of feeling this more than that. I love whiteboards. And now that I'm back at work shift, like I'm way less stressed about things. But like I was telling the stream earlier, just because I have other income doesn't mean I'm going to start doing shit for free. When I started streaming, someone actually told me straight to my face, you have a job. You should do things for free. Do it for the love of the community. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Whatever I do here, it's costing my life energy. Sure, you can do things for charity, you can do things for entertainment. But at some point, that exchange has to have value for you. If you enjoy it, sure. But there's a limit of enjoyment. Like, I could enjoy trying out a board. Maybe once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something cool. But when I'm asked to review 4 boards a month, to do sponsor streams, commissions, and all this, that sounds more like a job assignment than a hobby. So why would I work for free when I'm losing all this time that I can spend doing anything else that will make me a happier person? Thanks, RX. Yeah, my barber increases prices and I regrettably paid $60 now, man. Unicorn versus Moon Tower. Apparently the Moon Tower has a lower front height. I like Unicorn because of my history with it. You build PCs for free, Afro? Alright, building is fun, okay? I will say that. But do you do the IT support after? That's where you need to charge, brother. Yes, Cam, this is an A7S, A7 IV, bro. A7 IV. It's crazy, bro. Let me see. A7 IV. This is too bright. Hold on. Yeah, this will be a bit better. You can see everything, bro. Mode 60? I don't know. 60 is kind of tough for a regular person. feel like they gotta have the mass appeal. You bought the A73 immediately before the 4 dropped? Sorry. I prefer them in the middle, Moopy. Yeah, I feel bad. Like, when I realized that meme about PC builders, my friend helped me build my PC last time, and I asked him for so much help. It's marshmallows, bro. It's supposed to be GMK Cafe. Okay, take all these screws. These need to be burger mounted, so it's gonna take a minute. What's Molex? Oh, Molex connectors. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know why people still use that. Maybe the PCs are old. Yeah, my first PC built by myself was this small form factor PC. But you know what's fucked up? My 140mm fans for the radiator, for some reason, the cabling is kind of bent. So if it gets moved, it'll start like going full tilt. And I have to like readjust the cable so it stops going full tilt. I'm like, how the hell did I do this? I just like cram it in a weird way so that the cable is just damaged internally. But when I think about the person who built it, myself, I'm like, yeah, that idiot would. I think I need to swap out the SFF PC though. I need to have a motherboard, probably a full size, so that I can connect my 3.5 slot GPU as well as a PCIe device, meaning, or specifically the Camlink Pro. Right now I have 2 AverMedia capture cards and it's really running up the USB hub. Like, it's hitting the limit. Like the other stream, if you were there, my top camera kept like turning off and resetting. It wasn't off, it was actually the device overloading the freaking PC. 3080 Aorus Master Illusion. Yeah, there's a lot of compromises, and as a streamer, like as someone who says he does it professionally, I probably need a full size. Like, it's not a hub, it's like an internal thing. Like, just having a powered hub doesn't solve it because the data still goes into the motherboard. I learned this the hard way. And I learned that webcams, even if I'm not using these crazy cameras, they push through a lot of data because of the refresh rate. So 60 frames per second and the data per frame, yeah, it's gonna overload the USB bus. Like webcams just don't want to be on the same bus, or like the internal USB hub. You just gotta separate them. And it's fine, I can separate them right now. But I just want to have a capture card where I just plug them in so I don't have to worry about it. And the other thing is, another compromise of SFF PC is that your GPU or your PSU is going to be pretty underpowered depending on what you're putting into it. And I have a 3080 as well as a 5900X. And I'm pushing a lot of watts, bro. And the irony is, my AverMedia capture cards, they overload the power supply. So sometimes my PC will just start flickering until I unplug a capture card. I'm like, this is so sad. I built a supercomputer and the thing that fucking pushes over the edge is a capture card. What do you mean get a new PSU? What can I do? I need an SFX, right? Is there an 850 watts SFX? I have the SF750. That's probably one of the best ones I can get. I know there's SFXL. EVGA, I can trust EVGA. I know the NR200, like the new version, has an integrated cooler and has a power supply as well. It might be worth buying. Like right now when I'm done streaming, I unplug my USB and I'm just like, this is so fucking jank. What was the point of building a supercomputer if that's all it can handle? Alright, so we need some lifters, some lifts, so that we can put in this top piece or this PCB assembly. So I'm gonna use what feels like plastic, feels like gold. TX stabs. So, oh god. That work? Going small is just like a challenge. I mean, if you think about keyboards, like 6% keyboard is less efficient than a bigger keyboard. And people just like how it looks. Oh, you know, I can run it, but the game was just crashing. And the game wasn't really crashing. The game just promised a lot and didn't deliver. So it bothered me. You link the Amazon link to the PSU? Yeah, you sure? If it blocks, I'll copy it. Oh, you good? You must be a sub. I have a space issue too. My desk, my 850 SFX, 160. Where does it say the size? Will this fit my Ender 200? Yeah, whatever I said. And honestly, I don't think it like makes sense because all my components are just like touching butts. Oh, it's SFX. I bet. Buy now? No, I don't have enough money. Not buy now. Yeah, it's buggy messes. I'm sure I can sell my SFX or my SF750. Fuck it, just buy now, Andy. Don't be a wimp. Buy now. I'm a big baller now. I got a job. Alright, order placed. Thanks, Illusion. No, I can't wait for it going sale. I need it now. I got introduced today. I don't want to unplug my goddamn USB anymore. Yes, you should 100% buy a fume extractor, or if you have extra PC fans, you can kind of rig something and just attach a carbon filter to it. Or you just want to make it easy, just buy a fume extractor. I link a few. Spend money to make money, yeah. Also, I'm gonna be posting this tomorrow. If you got any content creators in the chat, I created a $50 a month tier. I know it's a lot of money, but it's gonna be giving access 101 for content creator help. If you want to really grow your YouTube, your Twitch, maybe a Discord server, Twitter, Instagram. I want to be able to like just test out the waters of like coaching, see if it's valuable to people. And I like teaching, so I recommend the one on my channel or my kit. Dr. West, is my kit, is that a command? Please work. Nope, it's not there. Let me just type it. I swear I've done this like a million times. Why is that not there? Does Cyberpunk have the replayability that they promised? That was my main gripe. I was like, they advertised that you could take any path and it'd be very different, but the game was primarily linear, which is not bad. It was a great linear game, but I really wanted something to really sink my teeth into for at least a month or two. But it was like a 1 week binge. What was your original question, SM? Just ask it again. I don't remember the question. Money to disarm the bomb in my room. Oh yeah, it does feel like it's gonna blow up. Yeah, 150 hours out of that one playthrough. It didn't feel like what I wanted. The romances aren't even that great. Yeah, it was very short-lived. I was hella into the romance. I was with the girl with the dark skin. I don't remember. I forgot her name. Pan Am. That was fun for about 5 minutes. Why are there 78 things in my kit? Well, it's a bunch of things I use and alternatives. There's always something you can buy in keyboards, man. You should know this by now. I wasn't playing dating sims. It just didn't have much for that game because with that game you can get overpowered so quickly. So if you looked up a build or something, you would just nuke the enemies. So I saw a build as like a cyber build where you can just clear a compound without ever entering it. I was like, what the hell? And like the mantis blades, it was one hit kills every single time. I was like, this is ridiculous. I can just nuke them. How much have I spent this hobby? Yo, I tabulated. Over 40 grand. He's crazy. But that's how I became the creator that you see today. Because I spent all that money because when I asked people to borrow their stuff, they were assholes about it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy it myself. So I bought it myself, learned about it, reviewed it, made sound tests of it, and then sold it back. And then over and over and over again. And over time, I learned a thing or two. So that is how I was able to learn what I need to learn about this hobby so that I can make the content that you see and make these reviews. Because any no-name hack can just be like, oh yeah, that board's shitty. If they're just repeating stuff they heard from somebody else, then they are not providing any value. I've tested things myself. I have white fuzz in my hair. Oh, I do. It's not gray hair, it's just something. Thanks. I haven't lost all of my net spend is it's like over 2 grand right now. Yeah, Ragnar, that's what I felt like. I'm like, this isn't fun anymore. It was when I was building up. Exactly, young Antoine. Exactly. So after going through all that, like one of the few things I learned was that there's no board worth over $1,000. And I saw patterns where there'd be manufactured hype where people would like send things to certain people and they try to just hype it up so that a bunch of people will enter and buy it. But in the end, it was just kind of a technique to set the market price for something. Like we saw, I'm not gonna name the board, but this designer hyped up a board, put it out in the world, and then he traded his only proto unit before the GB finished to get a very high-end board. And we're like, hey, what? That sounds a little sussy here. Do I feel like I built it too fast? No. Because if I were to, I wouldn't be able to do that today. With all the new tax rules and with the way the market is, you can't buy anything and try it anymore. You're gonna lose money on trying it out. I didn't lose money on trying things out, for the most part. I lost on a few. Like I think I lost a little bit of money on one of the Think 6.5s I bought. I bought someone's Gas 60. I lost on that. What else did I lose? There's a few things where I just lost. Oh, the Noxry board, the 268.2. I lost like 100 something bucks on that. I don't think. Oh, if you can make that sat isolation mounts, where would you put the mounts? I don't know, dude. I just feel like I would skip the side mounts. You drop 275 on the Pelican case? Nah, bro. Are you really gonna be trapped? Well, actually, you're gonna be moving, right? Maybe. My keyboard is a Seafoam Green Satisfaction75 with matcha lattes. What's the best budget TKL hot swap bare bones? The Freebird TKL is kind of my go-to de facto choice. And it has hot swap. The KBD 8X, the main problem with it is that it doesn't have hot swap. So if you're coming into the hobby, you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? The free boot ticket is on pre-order right now, which is the price is a little bit higher than GB. Don't be that weirdo. Someone commented on one of my videos saying like the vendors are hiding the original price because they want to make sure you pay more money. I don't remember their thought process, but it's a little bit higher because material cost went up. Most people don't like mounts around the spacebar, so if you can avoid it, in my opinion. It depends. I would do a vote. We can do Taro or Tulip. Real quick. Okay, I should wrap this up quick status so my wife and I can eat. Music's kind of slow right now. We're trying to slow dance? Go ahead, chat. It's a friends and family color aiming. It's anodized. ID80 has 87 has hot swap. ID87. That's not like a. It's not. Is it aluminum? I'm gonna go to the Thut Festival in Fountain Valley. That's where my hometown was. You would have fought a tooth and nail for that color if it were available. It's unique. Honestly, like any color that's not standard. Whoa, everyone wants Tulip today? Shit, what the? ID80's dog shit. Yo, don't summon Hippio. Oh shit. Do I have enough of the bottom row? We'll figure it out. I feel like this is not the right one. With the big tech fest that people go to, free tickets? Aren't the tickets always free though? What are you talking about? Can you give me hookups? The only person that I know that has access is my ex, and I don't want to rely on my ex. She was in like the beauty pageant or whatever, so she knows people and she's like volunteering or something. I'm not gonna go there though. Nice aiming, that's what I got too. Yeah, Mr. Sue's got a smoke in ID80. Right about 75. My god, it doesn't feel right. I'm so not used to tactile silence. Howdy, hey, I heard you was talking a lot. Heck and smack on the ID80. Hippio's dope. We're gonna be building a hot swap board for him. We're gonna be mil-maxing a board for him. It's the that's the big knob thing for DaVinci Resolve. Like, what could they hook me up with? I'm going this weekend though, so let me know if you can do something. We got the nipple homing keys today. Where's K, bro? It's like the spring noise because you don't hear anything else. All you hear is spring, so that's why it sounds like scratchy. Wrapping up. I'm wrapping up. You know, I forgot to take off the plastic. I'll do it after. God damn it. Every time I build these freaking sats. Every time. Is this how it works? I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. I could have sworn there was an actual... She's just hungry, man. We didn't have time to make dinner in the like 10-minute window I had. I should take off the like plastic on the OLED before I even do anything. I primarily use GMK keycaps. Nah, dude, you don't need to send more food. We're good. The food's hella good though. Okay. I need Alt and Control on the right. I need this. Spacebar. That's a nice silent spacebar. It's not the worst thing I've heard. Control, Alt. I need a Win key. Let me grab the other tray. One key I need left? No, I need caps too. I need a bunch of things. All my CRP is mixed up. Did miss the poll, I'm sorry, man. Do I have artisans I can play here? Not really. U4T Waffle Psycha, but DK Saruk just came out. I tried the Gateron Blizzard. Surprisingly good. I gotta get a knob on here to wait. Why is there a gap here? Is this just a CRP thing? Dude, there's a gap. Oh no, it's pretty uniform. It's trippy, what the hell? The hell's wrong here? That seems pretty good. I might try to find my tulip key. Oh, here it is. Got tulip. The first time I use this, I always have the win key list. I've not tried the Oil Kings yet. Your man's been busy. I finally got a breather yesterday and I just didn't work. Oh, gotta do this. Sorry, I'm moaning. I honestly do not need to moan, but Alu Gold, Alu Silver, Gold, Silver. I think I'm feeling silver. I'm feeling silver. Core 60 is a good buy. Yeah. Yeah. As long as they fixed it. I gotta do another vote. Too much animosity in the chat. Start the poll. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink of water. No, I don't want to sell Tulip anymore. This is clean. It's utterly useless if you need to identify your numero, but it's clean. Never sell CRP. Dude, I need money. I've had over 2K spent. I don't like that number. Nah, dude, we're doing XMI now. We're getting XMI now. Does it look good on a 60? Yeah. I mean, you still have this. 60. We're doing silver. Time to sell the unicorn. I don't need money that bad. It's not like I'm in jail and I need to get bail or anything. I just don't like the number I see in the spreadsheet. Is it a 1.3? I think it's 1. Oh no, it's a 1.5. Nice. Oh, Rama's 1.3. Dude, I had to update the spreadsheet. I had a feeling, a sinking feeling in my stomach. I was like, especially feels like my checking account's running a little low, friend. So I checked it. I was like, ah, shit. Okay. I'll take off the plastic later. We're just gonna sound test on this upside down Zowie. Because I'm lazy. Okay. What we have here, I'm gonna connect it. Let me show. Ooh, ow. Okay. Good thing I had the mat. Here's an E white Sat75 R2 CRP tulip with the tulip win key. Dude, it's fine. It's just a drop. I didn't line this at that bad. The white clean, very clean. This is white balance, by the way. Don't worry. This is the color you see. Clean. Clean. Finish is pretty consistent. The color is pretty consistent. Not that bad. Sorry, Chu. I mean, this mat is thicker than regular GMK mat, so we're good. Alright. Let's go ahead and do a prediction. Yeah, they got a felt mat now. Do I have the keep mat command? I do. Exclamation mark keep mat. Pretty nice. Dude, I'm feeling thirsty. Thirsty. Sana's gonna fuck me, I know. I know. Getting ready. I wish I could take the plastic off from outside. Doubters, huh? Gosh, clacky, what the hell? So we have an E white Sat75 with the Boba U4s. Boba U4s come with like donut dip springs, so it should be pretty clean, kind of. These are stock. I didn't lube them. Brass plates, felt mat, CRP tulip, Durox Stabs XCT BDZ on the 2Us, Holy Mod 205G0 on the spacebar. Should I turn up the gain? Nah. W for silence. Noise. No, silence don't sound good. They're just for that specific use case in which you can't use loud switches. Let me do the stabs too. I wouldn't go for a Sat75 if you want flexi. It's basically a top mount. So that is the sound test. It all sounds smooshy. But for the purpose of quiet, I think it achieves that, right? I think we can all agree that if someone's just going... Huh? If someone's over here talking shit on Discord, fuck you guy, you talked about me and fuck your mother, then you're not really gonna notice anything. But we switch to something like a matcha latte. Let me unplug this. You're like, fuck you guy, don't talk about my mother like that one. Then you can definitely hear a bunch of noise like that. I'll pay you. Here, matcha latte. Silent. Bowie force. Yeah, no one's like, I love silent switches, man. That's my favorite. I love hearing nothing. It's just like I have to use it for work. KP Artisan is S-Craft Snorlax. Yeah, for works are perfect. Like I use this at work and I'm like, it's kind of loud. Inks are okay. If you do inks in this, inks on FF4 would be pretty good. Are they pre-lubed? I don't know really. I don't really know what it looks like inside. I can open one up. Yeah, I can bring the dog. He's in here. He's sleeping. Alright, let me open up a switch real quick. Wait, didn't I pick over? No, why would I make enemies at work? Yeah, Ninja, we gotta go. We don't want to piss off the wifey too much. Alright, I'm taking a look at this. I don't think there's any loop on her. Nah, this is dry, bro. Yeah, extras just happened today, so that was your last chance. But if you haven't gotten this board and you really want it, you're likely going to be able to get it on Mech Market for a reasonable price considering there were so many units. Yeah, so these are donut dipped from factory. Can I show that? Come on, camera. What do you do? There you go. It's donut dip. You see, there's a little bit of lube there. So, oh fuck. That's one benefit of U4s. Like you could literally throw it into a stock board. Yeah, it should be fine in like a month or two. Yeah, I painted my middle finger because I have a blood spot. That's at this point. Easier to paint my nails than to explain why there's a black mark on my nail every single stream. Yeah, the little screen's nice. So just wait a bit. Most of the time people don't notice. Most of the time people don't want to ask. But I zoomed in, so like if I'm working on the keyboard, you don't really notice it. But yeah, I fucking did this. So yeah, it's pretty fucking obvious, you know. Roll PCBs are known as very good. Yeah, that's the point. Like I could have bought like a more neutral color, but I was like, I'm not gonna waste money on that. Good paint job. My wife did it. I would say yay, Alucard. I gotta go. Thanks for hanging out with me on the stream. Hopefully I didn't debate you too much with a silent build, but hey, you gotta hear something. I'll let you hear a little bit of the matcha lattes as well, and you already heard it on the video. Of course, this is burger mounted. I don't think the double quarter pounded with cheese is really gonna change the sound too much, especially if you use a long pole switch, which is really driving the sound. But it's kind of cool for the softer typing experience. I don't really know. How am I liking the GMMK Pro with this screen? Get out of here, bro. Alright. Always love hanging out with you guys. Thanks for letting me rant about how stupid some things are in this hobby and in the space. And yeah, I'll see you Wednesday. I'll build the Bakaneko 65 on Wednesday. That or the Element G67. Stainless steel brass bomb G67 or Bakaneko 65 or both. Alright, peace.